All right, it is finally here. The official teaser for Thor in Avengers Doomsday has just dropped, and it is time for a serious deep dive. Now, I know a lot of us probably saw that leaked version that was floating around, but this official release, well, it lets us see what we might have missed, and trust me, the details are pretty awesome.
So that really brings us to the big question, right? Now that we have a crystal clear official version to work with, what crucial details slipped past us the first time around? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
So what's the big deal about this official release compared to the leak? I mean, at first glance, you might think they're exactly the same, but if you listen a little closer, there is one key, game-changing difference.
Okay, here's the breakdown. The visuals? Totally identical. Marvel didn't change a single frame of the footage. But the audio? Oh, the audio is a whole new ballgame. The dialogue in the official teaser is sharp, it's clear, and that enhanced clarity is the absolute key to unlocking everything else we're about to talk about.
Because of that clean audio and, just seeing it in high def, we're getting a completely new vibe from Thor. It gives us a much better look at his new surroundings and, more importantly, a really significant shift in how he carries himself.
So first, let's talk about the environment. We find Thor in what looks like a cabin in the woods, right? But this isn't just any cabin. It is dripping with this classic, authentic Norse aesthetic. If you pause and look closely at the furniture, like his bed, you can see these incredible, intricate engravings, runes and designs pulled straight out of Norse culture. The level of detail is just wow.
And that brings us to maybe the biggest change of all, his voice. Chris Hemsworth is using a really distinct Old Norse accent, and he's delivering his lines with this stillness and weight that we have just never seen from him before. It's so different from the Avenger we know. He sounds less human and way more, well, divine.
Yeah, that combination of the accent and just the sheer tone of his voice, it really creates this feeling that we're not just listening to a superhero anymore. Now it feels like an actual god is talking. And that is a powerful, powerful shift for the character.
So, you have to ask, why the huge change? Why this whole new persona?
Well, this is where we dive into the central theory that seems to tie all these clues together, a theory that connects Thor, his father Odin, and the massive threat of Dr. Doom that's on the horizon.
Now, to really get this theory, you first have to know about something from the comics called the Oodin sleep. Basically, it's a deep hibernation that the ruler of Asgard has to enter to recharge their insane power levels, known as the Oodin Force. But here's the catch. While they're in the Oodin sleep, they are completely and totally vulnerable.
Okay, so here's how the theory lays out, step by step. First, Thor inherits the full overwhelming power of his father, Odin, the whole shebang. Second, to even be able to handle this insane new level of power, he is forced to enter his own version of the Oodin sleep. And third, and this is the kicker, this immense power, even while he's hibernating, makes him a primary target and a massive threat to our new big bad, Dr. Doom.
So, with all this speculation just swirling around, what's coming up next? Well, believe me, the hype train is not stopping here. Marvel has a couple of huge releases planned for the very near future. So pretty much right after we're all done dissecting this Thor teaser, we're reportedly getting the X-Men teaser in glorious high definition next week. And as if that wasn't enough, the final trailer for Avengers Doomsday is also expected to drop that same week. It is going to be an absolutely massive week for Marvel fans.
So, we've got a completely transformed Thor, who's possibly wielding the full power of Odin, making him a major threat to Dr. Doom. This all leads to the one ultimate question on everybody's mind. With that final trailer just around the corner, are we finally going to get our first official look at Dr. Doom himself? The speculation is just getting started.